Hey guys. Alright, so one of the main issues why you're having lower back pain is your lack of core stability. Really mainly focusing on your ability to segmentally stabilize each vertebrae in your spine. We're going to get that started by specifically activating your spinal erectors one segment at a time. We're going to do that through a thing called rolling patterns. This rolling pattern exercise will be done throughout with your lower extremities as well as your upper extremities. First thing we're going to do, we're going to lay on our belly. We're going to lay our arms out flat, and the objective is to get the body to rotate and roll over only using one extremity at a time. So our first one, we're going to be using our leg. Now, I'm going to be reaching the left foot over the body, getting the weight of the foot and the activation of the foot to roll my body over. We're going to do the same thing, the opposite direction, the same leg, and I'm using that leg to pull me over just like so. We're going to do that on both sides, 2 times on each side. Then I'm going to also do it in my upper extremity. So this hand's going to be out, reaching over, reaching up, using my eyes to lead the body as well, and it flops me right over. And this one's pretty challenging. I'm going to reach this leg, or this upper extremity over, just like so. And we're going to do both sides, both sides of extremities, and 2 with the upper and 2 with the lower as well. Next thing, we're going to lay on our stomach again. We're going to reach out nice and long. We're going to stay pretty relaxed. Now, I want to raise your left butt cheek, or raise your left foot up, point through the toe, squeezing the butt cheek, as well as raising the right arm up. Sometimes this is known as a Superman, but we're going to do it contralateral. So right hand, left arm, or right hand, left leg. And we're really reaching and extending up. I want you to drive this thumb up nice and high in the air to really turn on your scapula. I'm going to hold that for about 20 seconds and relax. I'm going to do the opposite side, and we're really trying to squeeze the butt and point through the toes so the whole entire back line is turned on. And I'm reaching and extending through my left scapula and right foot. Right there, we're going to hold that for 10 seconds. We're going to do each side 2 different times. Next thing is a beast hold. So we're going to hold basically a crawl position, which is this right here. We're going to look to set up with the knees directly under the belly button in this position here. And I want you to hold that for about 10 seconds right there. And you'll notice that, and what I don't want this, so I don't want you to just compress your lumbar spine. I want you to kind of tuck your pelvis underneath, really activating the abdominals. Our next thing, you're going to hold that for 10 seconds. I want you to do 2 or 3 of those. Our next thing is a crab position, which is where we're going to hold right here. Same thing, our shoulders are going to be directly over top of our hands. And from there, we'll work into going into a one-hand hold. And from there, we'll go into a thoracic bridge. I'm pretty sure I showed you this at Tommy's or Nikki's birthday party, where we're driving the pelvis up, and we're looking down at the hand on the ground. We're looking for the shoulder to be aligned with the hand, and really reach over and look all the way down at that pinky. At the same time, we're driving the pelvis up nice and high, continuing to look down at the pinky, letting this arm go over top. So you'll feel a big stretch here. You'll notice that the stretch in the lower back, and you'll notice there's a rotation throughout your whole entire spine. We'll do both sides, just like that. It's completely common for one side to feel tighter than the other, but that's okay. We'll do that 2 times, so right side, left side, right side, left side. Then from there, we're going to go into a half kneeling position. That half kneeling position is going to look just like this. Main point of this is to stabilize the pelvis, but still allow rotation to happen through your lumbar and up through the rest of your spine. So we're going to go through 3 reaches. Actually, we're going to go through a stretch and then a reach. So first, we're going to be stretching this hip flexor by raising that arm up overhead. We're stretching this whole entire front line, and we're going to be sure to squeeze that butt cheek. So if the left knee is down, we're squeezing the left butt cheek forward and really getting a good stretch right here. And we'll come back down. Right after that, we're going to go into 3 points of reaches. We're going to reach right out front, and each reach I want to be about shin height. So I'll reach out to the front, come back to your shoulders. Reach out about 45 degrees to the left, come back. And reach out 45 degrees to the right. And you'll notice that your pelvis is moving around during that whole entire time. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So we'll stretch right there. And then we'll go through our reaches. I want you to reach to each point 3 times. So we'll take 3 rounds of this. Take your time. I'm kind of going fast, mainly because there's a lot on here. And we'll go through that. And I want you to do that that sequence with the stretch and the reaches 2 times each. From there, we're going to go into a plank. I want you to actually do the stretch, do the reach, and then do the plank, and then do 2 full sets of that. Now, our plank, I don't want us just to do a regular plank. I want you to do a hollow bracing plank, which where we squeeze our butt cheek nice and tight and clench our abdominals nice and tight. So our whole entire body, you should actually start to feel everything kind of shake. And that's just everything turning on. I want you to hold that for 10 to 20 seconds. You'll notice that as you're squeezing your butt and your abdominals, that more and more muscles will kind of start to activate and turn on, and that's known as irritation. That concept is really getting all of the muscles to fire together at once to keep your body as stiff as possible. Our next thing is our crawl to standing. So earlier we did this crawl position here. I want you to kind of lean back a little bit, putting more weight in your toes, and then I want you to charge forward, step right up, and step to standing. And we'll go right back down, nice and easy with the opposite leg, or the same leg, and we'll step up with the opposite leg. Now, one thing that I really want you to focus on is when you go to step here, I don't want you to get up from this position. I want you to erect through your thoracic spine, really turn on all those muscles, get your abs turned on, and then drive up right front, and you'll feel your glute and your hamstring really activate. Our next thing are just going to be some loaded movements. And this is kind of our finisher. That crawl to standing, I want you to do 6 reps on each leg and maybe do about 2 to 3 sets of each. Our next thing is loaded movement. Just grab a weighted object. It could be as little as 3 or 4 or 5 pounds. You can go all the way up to like 15 or 20 pounds, whatever you're really comfortable with. You'll probably be pretty good at this because this is what you do every day. First thing, we're going to be holding that. Our home position is going to be a bilateral stance with the foam roller at our, I guess, shoulder height. We're going to take a forward step, transferring the weight into that forward leg so you'll really feel your hamstrings turn on. And we're going to reach down to right underneath of your knee and step back and pull back to home. We're going to alternate legs, controlled, push right off. We're going to do about 8 reaches to each side. Then we'll go into a side or a side step and reach, where we'll take the side step here. We'll really let this weight transfer into this leg. You'll feel that right hamstring really load up, and we're just going to reach right outside the knee here, and you'll notice that this really requires a lot of abdominal and back strength. Now let's push off of that leg and bring that weight right back up to our chest. And we'll do that about 8 times on that leg. We'll do 8 times to the left side. Next thing, we're going to start home. We're going to do a rear rotation reach where we let that weight transfer into that rear leg. So we're going to come right here, and then this time we're going to reach right to the inside of the leg. So that weight's going to be about kind of mid-shin again. And we're going to push up, push off, and step forward. It's going to look just like that. And we'll do that about 8 times on each side, both legs. Last one, we're going to stay together again. We're going to do a rear rotation and then extension. So the extension, the weight should be directly over top of that knee. We're going to be right here. Then we'll come back into this position here. And you'll notice that that also requires a lot of trunk stability. Then all the way at the bottom, or all the way at the end, to stretch back out after you do some work. I guess the easiest way to describe doing this is, well, we're going to be doing a deep sit squat. So you can grab onto something here and kind of work your way down and kind of work your pelvis around in this way here. Work on moving your knees around and you'll find your own tightnesses. So everyone between you and Shannon will be completely different of where you're actually tight, but you'll notice that you'll be tight in different areas, and it's kind of up to you to really dig around in there and explore each of your hips and spend the time to really open it up. Now when you find a good position there, I want you to take a nice deep breath, and with each deep breath let your spine lengthen. So you'll really start to feel, I don't want to say a deep stretch, but you'll feel your spine start to kind of become a little bit less compressed. Now from there, if you still feel pretty tight, we can let your head tuck and you'll notice even more of a stretch in your spine. And we could also try to reach up overhead in this position here. Now when we go into these overhead reaches, that's going to specifically target your QL, which is our lateral stabilizer of your spine connected to your pelvis. So that one's going to be pretty intense for you most likely because you're going to be really tight in that area, but let's hold that. Take a deep breath and up on the other side. These are just to kind of really start you out. I'll link back up with you and we'll figure out what's challenging for you, what's easy for you, and we'll progress you from there. But and we can go over that obviously next week when I see you. But this should be more than a good enough start. Keep me updated.